Okay, hi Aries, and welcome to your May 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energy coming up for you in May. I hope that you are having a wonderful time, Aries. I'm already feeling a nice little dose of Aries energy coming in. Like there's really a nice new portal opening up. I know we got some heavy cards coming up. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. You're going to be great. Gemini season is going to come in. It's going to really expand the things that you want in your life. It's going to really make you a little bit impulsive, yes, but also I think that there's something really good on the other side of it. And I think that it's kind of like Virgo. Okay, so I'm feeling your energy connecting to the sign of Virgo. I don't know if you guys have like Virgo in your chart or Virgo people in your life, but that's an interesting connection. You might want to check out that reading as well. What I had talked about a lot for Virgo, if I'm trying to remember that reading, because I'm feeling the connecting point. It's kind of a critical month in a way, and it's kind of really transitioning you from one difficult state into a much better state. So over the next month and a half, I think by the end of Gemini season, you want to really see that things got better. Okay. So from the time of April 30th to June 21st, you want to see in that block of time, in that gap of time, if we can really just kind of pull that period of time out and look at it, you want to see that it's getting better. Okay. Improvements, adjustments, things like that, if they're needed. So intuitive messages for you in the month of May, other than that, really look at what you owe to people and what people owe to you. Are there unspoken debts? Are there unspoken expectations that are being made too prevalent a part of you or the people around you's life? Okay. We've got the High Priestess reversed, Eight of Swords and Six of Pentacles coming up, which says to me that we're not so much thinking about the really long-term spiritual things coming up, and we're maybe spending too much, or we are maybe taking out emotional debt as well, refusing to look at emotional problems, sweeping things under the rug. And for an Aries, it's never advisable. It's never good, because if you bottle things up as an Aries, that's creating a big explosion in the future. So as an Aries, I think that you would want to at least have a journal or an outlet of some kind. Are you exercising? Are you getting the energy out of you? Are you channeling it? Okay, so there's a need to channel energy this month. There's also a need to see what constrains you, what's holding you back. Is it the job? Is it the location? Is it the relationship? There are things in life that sometimes hold us back or sometimes restrict our movement. Those things are not always bad, but I think as an Aries, you need a very liberated experience right now. So you would want to maybe open up your world a little bit or broaden it out. What can be a tool in your life to really broaden your landscape, to maybe travel if it's right for you, to maybe experience a different way of life as well. You are avoiding something this month as well. There's a theme of avoidance. The High Priestess reversed, the Tower reversed. Though you know it very clearly in your mind, King of Swords, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords, there's a very clear, very strong clarity element for you this month. Yet, nonetheless, it feels that there is an avoidance that you're curing or that you're overcoming. So not really looking at a problem. Okay, maybe trying to maybe trying to just hope that certain problems naturally resolve or go away on their own account, which is not wrong right now. I think that a lot of people do well with that, just allowing time to heal things. Though you are one of the signs, I think, that can actually have good resolution through your own effort as well. And also with the avoidance, there's maybe the avoidance of a crisis too. I think that some of you just narrowly bypass a problem, or you just totally in the month of May, or somehow, even though it looked very bleak, you kind of came out on top, or you came out in a really positive way, or you landed from a difficult series of events in a very... You kind of stuck the landing, and no one knows how. That's kind of a cool thing. That's a cool thing this month to see. The athleticism of your ability to navigate crises and chaos. The muscle and dexterity and coordination it takes to be in chaos, almost as if chaos were a sport. That's something coming up for Aries this month. That's kind of funny, kind of poetic, I guess, to think about. And if you are having any type of chaos or any type of, tough situation, try to have fun with it. I'm careful with that. I'm kind of joking. I'm kind of being hyperbolic there. But, if it's an inevitable thing that you got to go through here, like just almost like a gymnast, almost like, going on the bars, going in that very athletic way. It's like kind of like dangerous, something like gymnastics is like a dangerous sport, but at the same time, it's very beautiful and artistic and athletic. That to me is evocative of your energy right now. There's something very beautiful and incredible about it. Is it a little bit dangerous? Can you maintain it? Can it be something that you do forever? I don't know. Again, gymnasts can't be gymnasts forever. It's very age locked, and it's very something that they tend to also be like having consequences from for the rest of their lives, as their bodies tend to get quite worn out by that. So you want to think about the sustainability of what you're doing, and maybe consider more sustainable expressions of you. It could be very positive to think about, but otherwise, before the week to week, not a good month for any type of gamble or any type of huge risk unless it's been pre-planned and very well strategized around. You would want to play things safe this month. Week number 1, you've got Queen of Swords rooted down by the High Priestess reversed. You're more in your mind than you are in like your gut or your psyche. You're more logical, mathematical, it feels this month. And you might kind of not be thinking about the spiritual side of it. You might be thinking like, okay, how do I solve this in a financial way? How do I solve this in a, written way? Like Queen of Swords is about correspondence and numbers and math and accounts and stuff like that. Whereas the High Priestess is about psychology and motivation and more intangible energies. So there might be a little bit of a juxtaposed feeling in how those two things come together in balance. You might want to allow a more spiritual feeling or a more like gut feeling to influence you. Okay, like how does your gut feel? Like instinctually, how do you feel about this situation you're in? Week 2, you've got the Tower reversed, rooted down by 6 of Pentacles. This week will set the record straight. This week will anything not meant to be in your life will maybe disappear or dissolve, but also there's, again, that stuck landing or that feeling of Aries really navigating that very masterfully. The larger lesson with it, though, is it's rooted down by 6 of Pentacles, has something to do with power dynamics. It has something to do with who owes who what and why. It has to do with like who is in what position. If you look at the 6 of Pentacles, you've got sort of like the nobleman giving, and then you've got other people like receiving or begging. So there's that type of dynamic, which we want to really level out, I think, for you this month and not make that be such a prevalent part of your life. I think that it is kind of a part of everyone's life. Everybody in this society seems to have like debt and seems to like owe or feel that they are owed. So it's kind of, again, a human archetype, as many of the tarot cards depict archetypes. For you in the second week, though, you want to just kind of make this as simple as possible and not rely so much on those dynamics, I think. Try to focus more on, not so much focus on the ambiguous, but I want to say focus on the energetic or the fun things that kind of transcend that debt consciousness or transcend that feeling of power dynamics, okay? So I'm thinking things like art. I'm thinking things like hobbies. I'm thinking things that are not of huge consequence. I'm thinking things that are like expressive and not of huge consequence. That's probably the most important thing for you this month is things that are not of huge consequence. So like maybe rather than doing that huge business deal that's undercooked, maybe it's better to like learn to cook, or something that's more like grounded and something that like humanity has done for a long time, grounded out in the second week, I would say. Week 3, you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, rooted down by Knight of Cups. So you want to, again, not gamble with things. Try to not risk too much. Try to be very, I would say just simple with things. Knight of Cups, reading that down though, says that you might have some type of like new feeling coming in that you're not really sure how to share with people. Like you might not feel that the people around you can really understand what you're going through or can really see it. Maybe no one can, but it's meant to be pioneered by you, or you're meant to kind of, rise above these situations that you're going through. Again, Wheel of Fortune reversed indicates in the third week that as we hit Gemini season, you want to keep it simple and grounded. Like, it's not about those huge risks or huge expressions that aren't calculated. So I think that there is a need of calculation and to be channeling energy in as healthy, easy ways as you can. Week 4, Aries, you've got the King of Swords rooted down by 8 of Swords. I love that energy for you in the sense that I think you're going to be able to perceive and know of anything that is holding you back. King of Swords is about perception, realization, knowing something very consciously and very clearly, and even having some type of masterful knowledge as well. And being that that's rooted down by 8 of Swords, you're going to just know so clearly every single thing that is preventing your movement or preventing your progression, things that are preventing you from seeing things the way that they are, things that are preventative are totally conscious for you now. So now that they're conscious, I think that as you're moving into June, you'll probably want to decide or discern, does it make sense that these things are in my life? Is this lack of autonomy something that is helpful? For example, with a cast on a broken bone, in that case, the lack of autonomy is good because it allows healing. But specifically in relationships or any, codependent relationship where you feel like many factors of your life depend on other people's input and that lessens your autonomy, you want to watch out for that. You want to think about, how to move on from that and how to strengthen your autonomy. I think that that's a big thing for this month. But ultimately, Aries, it's not meant to be that big of a deal either. For a lot of the signs this month, Gemini season is very light. It's very highly evolved Gemini energy, and it really wants us to lighten up and to move around and to get rid of some of these old heavy blockages. So that should be also definitely a big part of your month. I'm not feeling a negative feeling. I'm not feeling that things are difficult. I'm feeling that you are actually inspired by a lot of what you're going through this month, and it's going to really get you where you want to go. But anyway, Aries, if you enjoyed the reading, I'm going to do a quick extended on Patreon, and we will see what else is coming up for you. Be sure to like and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel if you liked it. And I will be talking to you all soon. Let's do this extended on Patreon. Much love. Bye.